Imagine running a global criminal empire from a phone you believe is completely unhackable. Every deal, every message, every order, all protected by what you think is military-grade encryption. You feel untouchable, safe behind a digital wall no one can break. But then one morning, everything collapses. Not because someone cracked your system, but because the police were already inside it. The system was called Ghost, a custom-built encrypted communication network designed specifically for criminals. These weren't normal smartphones. They came with end-to-end encrypted messaging, self-destructing texts, and the ability to erase everything with a single click. No traceable apps, no standard connections, just a clean, secure environment built for secrecy. For criminals, it was perfect. Drug traffickers, hitmen, money launderers, all trusted Ghost with their most dangerous operations. It wasn't just a phone, it was a shield. Or at least, that's what they believed. Behind this global network was a man who didn't look like a criminal at all. Jun Young, a 32-year-old from Sydney, Australia. He had no criminal record, lived with his parents, and worked in the family cleaning business. To the outside world, he was just another ordinary young man. But secretly, he had built one of the most sophisticated underground communication systems in the world. For nearly a decade, Ghost expanded quietly, becoming a trusted hub for organized crime across continents. And no one suspected a thing. Ghost wasn't cheap. Each device cost around $1,600, with an additional subscription of $750 every 6 months. These weren't consumer products. They were heavily modified tools built for one purpose: privacy at any cost. And for criminals, that cost was nothing compared to the promise of total anonymity, the ability to communicate freely, plan operations, and move millions without fear of surveillance. That belief made Ghost incredibly powerful. But as the network grew, law enforcement started paying attention. They knew that wherever criminals gather, there's always an opportunity. Breaking encryption directly would have been too difficult and too risky. So instead, they chose a smarter approach. They went in quietly, through the back door. Ghost devices relied on regular software updates to maintain their security. And that's exactly where investigators found their opening. During one of these updates, authorities secretly inserted spyware into the system. No alarms were triggered. No warnings appeared. Users had no idea anything had changed. And just like that, everything changed. Every Ghost phone became a surveillance device. Messages were copied in real time. Calls were monitored. Conversations were recorded. But the users kept talking, completely unaware. They planned drug shipments, discussed money laundering, and even ordered hits, believing their communications were secure. In reality, they were sending everything directly to law enforcement. The system they trusted most had become the very thing that exposed them. This operation wasn't limited to one country. It was a massive global effort. Authorities from Australia, Europe, North America, and beyond worked together. Europol coordinated efforts across multiple nations. The FBI joined in. France, Sweden, Italy, Ireland, and Canada all played key roles. The results were staggering. More than 50 arrests were made. Massive quantities of drugs were seized. Dozens of illegal weapons were confiscated. And perhaps most importantly, at least 50 planned murders were prevented before they could happen. This wasn't just a success. It was a direct hit on global organized crime. One of the most shocking cases involved a high-ranking mafia member who had been on the run for over a year. He had managed to avoid capture, always staying one step ahead. Or so he thought. What he didn't realize was that his own Ghost phone had been revealing his movements the entire time. Authorities tracked him down to a remote farmhouse, where he was finally arrested. Only later did it become clear how they had found him. In Ireland, the impact was just as significant. Police uncovered multiple criminal networks that relied heavily on Ghost. High-level operatives were arrested, major drug supply chains were dismantled, and millions worth of cocaine were seized. Surprisingly, Ireland turned out to be one of the largest users of the Ghost system, second only to Australia. The scale of the operation revealed just how deeply embedded the network had become. Canada also played a crucial role. Through an operation known as Project Cyborg, authorities gathered key digital evidence that helped connect international criminal networks. Arrests linked to drug exports showed how far-reaching the system really was. Even though many details remain classified, it's clear that Canada's contribution was vital. But perhaps the strangest story to emerge from all of this involved a man already behind bars. Using a ghost device, he began planning something bizarre, a fake terrorist attack. Not to carry it out, but to use it as leverage. His idea was to create a false threat, then provide information about it to authorities in exchange for a reduced sentence. A dangerous and desperate strategy. But like everything else on Ghost, the plan was captured and exposed before it could go anywhere. What's truly remarkable is that most of these criminals weren't caught because of a single mistake. They weren't tracked through one slip-up or one bad decision. They were caught because of months of conversations. Every message they sent, every plan they made, every detail they discussed, all of it was recorded, stored, and analyzed. In the end, they didn't just get caught. They built the case against themselves. And Ghost is not an isolated case. Other encrypted communication platforms like EncroChat, SkyECC, and ANOM have also been infiltrated or shut down. In some cases, these platforms were secretly created or controlled by law enforcement from the very beginning. It's a repeating pattern. Criminals move to a new, secure system, believing it will protect them. And eventually, that system falls too. The biggest lesson from all of this is simple. There is no such thing as an unhackable system. No matter how advanced the technology is, no matter how strong the encryption appears, if people are using it, it can be compromised. Ghost was designed to be the ultimate shield. Instead, it became the perfect trap. And now the question is, what comes next? What system will replace Ghost? And how long will it take before that one is compromised too? Because if history has shown us anything, it's this. No secret stays hidden forever.